Annyeonghaseyo, Yorubin. When you think of Korean work culture, you might just imagine 12-hour working days, 6 days a week. And that stereotype isn't entirely untrue. Koreans work more hours than almost anyone else in the world. 5% more than Americans, but an incredible 40% more than Germany and some other European countries. So the Seoul skyscrapers live at night till 8 p.m. remind us that work is very much still a part of daily Korean life. So in today's video, I'm going to share what it's like in Korea in 2025 and my own experiences working for a Korean company of over 6 years. In Korea, your working hours are usually 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. 5 days a week. And while you can be called in on the weekends, it could be for optional training courses or personal development. Now, there is a 52-hour work week cap. However, it's very common to work in Korea past official close. The reason? The unwritten rule that you can't leave before your seniors or your other team members, because everyone's got to pull together to finish that project. So despite the law, cultural expectations make it very common to stay late. And from my own personal experience, I've been in plenty of meetings past 10 p.m. and even had calls on a Friday night after I logged off. Step into a Korean office and you might be able to spot the subtle blend of individual style and conformity. For those older companies and chaebols like Samsung or Hyundai, suited and booted is the norm. Imagine monochrome dress shirts, pants, and skirts. That's mostly what they're wearing. But when it comes to those younger companies and startups, it's more about comfort and the individual style. So it's very common to see sneakers, t-shirts, and business athleisure. In saying that, nowadays it isn't uncommon to see sneakers in a traditional office. Just a hint of smart casual. This doesn't reflect just the fashion, it also reflects a growing trend where rigid hierarchy isn't quite as important and there's more focus on results instead. In saying that, what you wear still matters. Juniors may wish to avoid loud colours and loud patterns, and seniors may slip into more traditional styles of dress and muted colours to command authority. What you wear says a lot about your confidence, your role, and where you fit in the organisation. Hierarchy remains an unmistakable part of Korean work culture. With the Sunbae Hoobae system, juniors bow upon greeting, give deference, and use formal speech when speaking to their seniors. And seating matters too. Juniors typically get smaller inner desks, and seniors bigger desks which overlook all others. And decision making is very top down. Once a senior gives approval, teams leap into action. And it doesn't matter if the decision is right or wrong, you've just got to do it. So despite the contrast to Western leaders, a lot of Koreans prefer this style because it gives simplicity and clarity. Hoesik, the team bonding ritual that combined lots of food, soju, and noraebang was once quite common. It could run from evening till past midnight, and employers saw it as a great way to maintain group cohesion and morale. However, you also kind of couldn't say no, you had to go. So unsurprisingly, nowadays, Hoesik isn't that well thought of. Half of Koreans find it really bothersome, and only a quarter generally enjoy it. Nowadays, younger professionals prefer lunchtime gatherings which don't infringe on their personal time. And in response, companies are offering more offsites and more day activities in order to not drag those evenings out. Now, probably the most difficult aspect of Korean culture for us non-Koreans, Nunchi. Nunchi is reading the room or people, and it's so important in a culture that's so context dependent. Nunchi is the junior waiting for the senior to start eating or even eating at the same pace. It's when attitudes and gazes change when a senior walks into a meeting room. It's maybe a junior person seeking out information, trying to figure out the wider context before he makes a move. You don't really get told what Nunchi is, you just have to absorb it by being there. In a culture that values collective success and face, Nunchi is a great way of staying in touch with the rhythms and attitudes of the group. And in my working life, I've seen this play out many times. In some high-stake interactions with directors, where you need to know when to question them and you need to know when to just smile and nod. And if you get this wrong, it can be quite unpleasant. So while Koreans definitely still work long hours, respect hierarchy, and often follow the group, things are changing. This is definitely not the Korea of 10 years ago. So what surprised you the most about modern work culture in Korea? Give me a like, subscribe, and let me know what other insights you'd like into Korea.